Hi, my name is Garrett Christopher, and this is my YouTube channel, Garrett's Take. I've not done one of these for a while, and I'll tell you a story about that here in a second. Please visit my other two YouTube channels, Garrett's Sports Take and Garrett's Movie Take. Yeah, I'm going to do one of each of them today, so you'll have plenty of stuff to watch to put you to sleep. I'll talk about that in a second as well. So this particular, oh, by the way, please visit my website, GarrettChristopher.com. You find out more about me. I'm a self-published author. I've got actually five novels out, and I have 3 audiobooks available on iTunes and Audible. And I do a weekly podcast, and that's available on Soundcloud and Spotify. So please check these things out. And when you do, please say hello. Wave. I even talked about if you give me a certain finger, I'm okay with that. I probably would appreciate this one, or that more than any other ones, but we'll see. Okay, so why haven't I done a Garrett's Take for a while? The initial idea behind this was to kind of almost do a Seinfeld thing where you find like a funny topic that is real though, and you kind of turn it into, why it's something we all deal with, no matter who you are, age group, whatever. You deal with something and you're like, don't you ever notice this, right? That was the original idea. And then it got a little serious. And then it got to the point where I wanted to share as far as I want to help the homeless in my community. Yeah, either be psychologically or actually physically. And so I tried to get in contact and did make a couple of connections with the city. And then it kind of fell by the wayside. And then I told the story a while back where it got really cold. Like now it's in February. So it's not as cold, but still a little chilly. But December and January, I found myself kind of pulling away from really trying to prompt someone from getting me in there somewhere as far as like doing a ride along or, finding out more about what my city does for the homeless because it's really cold outside. And I know I'm telling of myself, right? I'm just like really laying it out there, but I want to do that from the get-go. But then a couple of weeks ago, at my job, there's a customer there who actually works with my city with the homeless and some other situations too, but that as well. So I'm going to get in contact with him and try and take that up again, right? But in the meantime, I want to talk about something in particular that's been wearing on me for, let's see here. Let's go with decades. Now I'm older, right? I'm in my 50s. So, and you generally have my get off my lawn moments. I understand that. I get that. But I don't know. Let me present it. And you tell me if we're all a little bothered by this omission. Now, I'm in California, right? Southern California. And like I said before, this is not pretty like palm trees, Southern California, ocean waves, Southern California. Yeah, about 60 miles inland. So I have to go quite a ways to get to the ocean. Now, not as far as some of you, but a little ways to get there. So even though I'm in Southern California, it's probably close to the desert. But people out here, we definitely cannot drive in the rain because we're not used to it, right? So we got a little bit of rain yesterday, and I was on the road in the evening, and it was pretty wacky because people just don't know how to drive in the rain. People you talk to from the Midwest and East Coast like that who deal with rain all the time, they say the same thing, right? Californians cannot drive in the rain. We're not used to it. We don't know what to do. But more than that, I think that society as a whole has gotten away from using blinkers. And it really bugs me. Does it bother you? I mean, car manufacturers are changing a lot of things, emissions-wise, on vehicles, but they're not taking away blinkers. I wonder why that is. Because we're not using them at all. I use my blinkers, and it's pretty simple. So you got the steering wheel, right? And on the left side here, you got this little switch that's right beside the steering wheel. And all you got to do, if you're going to go left, so you want to inform the people behind you that you're going left, and the people in front of you, that you're going to make that left-hand turn in front of them, whatever the case may be, you just flip the switch down. It's not hard to do, right? If you're going to go right, then you actually flip the switch up. And unless your light bulb is out, in which case the car even tells you that. It's so funny. The car won't tell you if the transmission is slipping, but it will tell you if you have a light bulb out, especially a turn signal. Because what happens is the turn signal flickers really fast. So I'm trying to inform you, I'm taking the high road here. Maybe you didn't know this. Maybe you didn't know what that switch was about. Maybe you thought it was just for funsies. But it's actually when you're making a turn, and the turn signal both in front and in the rear will signal whichever way you've chosen, right or left. Now, why is it useful? Well, me personally, since when I'm on the road, I usually need to get somewhere quickly. It lets me know what the person in front of me is going to do, right? It lets me know about the car. You're supposed to watch actually the car in front of that person and see what they're going to do. So we're kind of letting people know what's happening. Now, back in the day, even before my time, so we're talking like 1800s, you could stick your arm out, right? And depending what you did with it, straight out meant left, up, right? Make a right, and down made your stopping. Well, we don't do that either. So I think we're just not concerned with communicating with the other drivers. That's what we're about to do. This also goes along with when people are like released. You can always tell when they're either texting or they're trying to find something, right? They haven't been in that area before because they're looking right and left. They're looking at their phone to see what address, or listening to their phone telling them which address and where to go, 500 feet, make a right, whatever. They slow way down, right? Now, they're not sure if they're going right or left or even forward at that point. But maybe before you slow down and stop traffic altogether, maybe pull over, get your directions, or even more than that, before you leave. Before you leave the house or from wherever you're taking off from, maybe figure out the route and then go. Now, I'm an adventurous guy, and finding a place, especially at night, is kind of half the fun, right? You're not quite sure where it is, so you try and go here and go there. So trust me, I'm no saint, that's for sure. So yes, there are times when I'm also looking on my phone or trying to find whatever address, and God forbid I have my glasses off, so I can't see what's happening there. So I'm sure I've done it a million times, slowing way down. But you know what? Let's pull over, maybe put the hazard lights on. I won't even touch that as far as like where the hazard lights are, and let other traffic move through so you can find where you're going, right? And not have everyone else wait for you to decide which way you're going. Okay, that was an aside, but more importantly, here's the deal. Let me give you just some basic tips again on how to use your turn signal. It's a little switch to the left of the steering wheel. Flip it down if you're going left. Flip it up if you're going right. It's to let people around you know where you're going, what's happening. It'll help. The communication will help. Just like there's brake lights, right? There's a reason for brake lights. I wonder if people actually had to push a button. Right now you press on the brake, and you press on the brake pedal because you got to stop the car. But I wonder if when people pressed on the brake, if they also had to push a button to let the person behind them know they were braking, would they do it? I don't think so. So the people wouldn't know. But it just happens. And we know that people don't care because a lot of times brake lights are out, and they're still out because they don't care, right? In any case, so down for left, up for right. By the way, if you're in an intersection, you're going to make a left, don't wait behind the crosswalk, okay? When the light goes green and the oncoming has right of way, you actually get out into the intersection, okay? If you're the first car. Cars come through, and even if it turns yellow, even if it turns red, that first car can still make the left. So please don't wait behind the crosswalk, okay? Because if I'm behind you, I want to get through too. And I'm going to try and push on the gas to get through behind you. But I can't do that if you're stuck behind the crosswalk and you don't do what you're supposed to do, all right? In any case, does it bother you? It bothers the heck out of me. So as a society, let's improve on that. Let's just start there. I know there's a lot of ills in the world, but let's start with the turn signal, shall we? Yeah. As you can tell, this has been like festering with me for a while. Let's see what happens, all right? Rich, does it bug you? Let me know, will you? All right. Thanks for checking in. Please visit my website, GaretChristopher.com. And this is kind of tongue-in-cheek, but not really. I'm pretty adamant about this, truthfully. Come on, let's do it. All right. Take care. GoPro, stop recording.